You ever listen to the piece on drugs? On
weed. Oh, there's some weird shit in there, man. There's a dude sitting in the bushes, man. Does he have a gun? I don't know, man. I don't know. What? Red team go. Red team go.
The fuck, dude?
You wanna get high, man?
Does Howdy Doody got wooden balls, man?
I got a joint here, man. I'm gonna save for a special occasion.
All right, peace, Nicks. This is the 420 special. Thank you so much for listening. My good friend Adam Dellinger flew down from Charlotte, North Carolina, and we were joined by Will Wernicke, who came from the other coast. And we shot a promotion video for this. It's available on our YouTube channel, so check that out, the Peace on Drugs YouTube channel. And follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the Peace on Drugs podcast. The video is available there. We had so much fun making it. And I bought some CBD bud, bud that doesn't have THC, so that when we did the shoot, we wouldn't get super stoned. And that CBD bud is still sitting here unopened. We kind of completely forgot about that. So yeah, we got a little bit baked. We made a funny video, and we did a really fun podcast. I had a great time talking with these dudes. I know you're going to enjoy it. All right, some quick business. If you want to try a hemp cigarette that doesn't taste like shit, that's their slogan. I agree with them. I enjoy them. It is Creme by Sugar. Go to sugarcali.com. Enter the offer code PEACE15, as in Peace on Drugs, PEACE, PEACE15, to get 15% off your purchase. And I really do enjoy them too. If you were like me and used to enjoy cigarettes but quit and just wanted something to enjoy when you're having a drink, they're really pleasant. And we have a new affiliate, the Happy Hippo Herbals. You can go to happyhippoherbals.com. If you're into Kratom, I like Kratom. They sent me a whole list of things that I can and cannot say because it's not FDA approved. Kratom's a controversial plant. It is an opiate, but it is not a morphine derivative opiate. So it's a partial agonist on the opioid receptors. So it's very pleasant. It's not, I'm going to say it's not as addictive as a full-on agonist opiate, but it is, I would say, more similar addictive to as coffee. If you know about Kratom, then I'm preaching to the choir. If you like Kratom as I do, you can go to happyhippoherbals.com. Order your Kratom. They have great deals, all kinds of strains. They're an amazing company. I get my Kratom from them. They sent me when I became an affiliate, they sent me a whole package of Kratom. They're a really cool company, and I appreciate them. They sent me a whole things that I can and cannot say, like you can, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to even say any of it because most of you know about Kratom, and if you don't, then you might not be something you're into. But you can go to happyhippoherbals.com, enter the offer code THEPEACE 15. The PEACE15 gets you 15% off of your Kratom purchases. So if you're into Kratom, order your Kratom from Happy Hippo Herbals. They're an awesome company, and they have great prices and all kinds of strains. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump into this episode. Like I say, I had so much fun with these dudes. These are my brothers. I've known them for years. And Adam flying down and Will driving over. We had a great time for the 420 special. And like I say, we did a funny promo video, so check that out on our YouTube channel. And thank you so much for listening to the Peace on Drugs podcast. Happy 420. Let's all get high. Let's smoke this joint. Let's pack this bowl. Let's hit this bong. Let's do this.
America's public enemy number one in the United States is drug abuse.
Drugs are menacing our society.
Any thoughts on the drug problem?
I had a great time doing drugs.
So tonight, from our family to yours, from our home to yours, thank you for joining us.
This is the Peace on Drugs.
All right. We're doing it.
This is it?
This is it.
This is it.
Welcome to the Peace on Drugs studio. I'm sitting here with...
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for being on. These are my good friends, Adam Dellinger, Will Wernicke.
Hello.
And we're going to do a little talking about 420. This is the 420 special. We're going to be talking about cannabis and our history with that wonderful plant.
That's fitting. It's literally 420.
It's 420 right
It's
now.
420.
It is.
Did you plan this?
A little bit.
Seems a little planned. What do we usually do around this time of day?
What is it? What do you got there, Will?
It's just like a little
What kind of
Talk about it.
What kind of cannabis is it?
Will's lighting a joint. Everybody.
Yes, that's a joint being lit right now.
It's a joint. Yeah, I see that.
No, this is a sativa. I guess
It's not a hybrid.
No, this is for Adam.
Thank you. I do enjoy this sativa.
Mm-hmm.
I like the hybrids.
Do you? I just don't. I mean,
I like all of them.
I will smoke anything. I can,
Yeah.
But if I had a preference, it's going to be sativa. You know why? Because I actually get things done more. I feel like.
Most people I find prefer sativa. Most people I talk to, I prefer both. I don't care.
I'm glad to both exist.
I like the daytime, nighttime thing.
Daytime, nighttime. That's what I
Yeah.
do. I got two.
Very
separate-
smart.
Daytime. That's why I don't get confused. It's very confusing.
Daytime, you can still do stuff.
Because you're so high all the time.
Take the dogs on a run or rearrange your closet.
Yeah. Oh, the closet thing.
Nighttime,
That's
you
the
can just
thing.
watch some really funny shit. Eat a lot of food and go to sleep.
As you can see here.
I pass it to you, my friend.
All right, this is the 420 joint.
I'm high.
Yeah. It's good for
I'm
you.
high on weed.
I was high before we lit this up.
Weed's like one of my favorite things to be high on. Like, can you name some other things? I mean, there's the top of the mountain. There's life, obviously.
You know what's
High
weird
on
is
life.
every drug is considered you're high on that drug except for alcohol because you're drunk.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you're low on that.
but if you're on heroin,
Yeah,
you're like high on heroin even though it's a downer. Well, I don't know if it's technically a downer. I guess it is. It's depressant.
What are things you can be high on that's not drugs?
Life.
Life.
I
Yeah.
said
High on a mountain. Did you say
I
that?
said that already,
said
both
that
of
too.
them.
I thought I heard it somewhere.
So the weed is
You're
working.
high, man.
We do got the real shit. I like that.
Very cool.
All right, enough of that. That down for a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm gonna drink some of this. What is this? What are we drinking here? Vodka and
Vodka, soda, splash of pineapple. It's very
Skinny
refreshing.
bitch.
It's very refreshing.
it's a refreshing
It's
beverage.
clean. It's light. Not too heavy, and the pineapple makes it tropical.
Oh, so I was
We are in
thinking.
Florida
I was
at the
thinking
moment.
about our history with cannabis, Adam, and I was thinking, what's the first thing you ever said to me in your life? We've been friends for 20 years. What's the first thing you ever said to me?
If I recall correctly, we were in art class together in high school, and I asked you if you wanted to buy a bong.
That's exactly it. Yeah, I didn't know Adam at all. We had the same art class. He just came up. He's like, "Dude, would you interested in buying a bong?" I think my answer was like, "I have plenty of bongs, man." Me and my friends.
yeah, that was
Also-
it. Well, I mean,
also
you were
no
wearing
money.
You were wearing a band T-shirt and long hair, and I was like, this dude smokes weed.
What are you trying to sell with bong for? You have extra
I didn't
bongs?
want it anymore. It's like, shit, I
Hey,
didn't
man,
know
just
this
gotta
guy-
take my trash.
Yeah, this guy smokes weed. Let me make some money. You want this shit?
Fuck yeah.
The truth is I probably did want the bong.
Yeah, of course.
I just didn't have any money. I remember my mom would give me $2 for lunch is what it cost to have lunch at school. So I'd get $2 and go to the corner store and buy a pack of cigarettes with the $2, and then just bum quarters till lunch and get a slice of pizza.
I forgot about lunch. $1 lunch, $2 lunch.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I think we all did the same thing. I would try to, oh shit, I forgot my wallet. Do you mind bumming me some lunch?
don't.
And then just taking my lunch money and going to buy weed.
Yeah, we bought cigarettes. Me and Randy and this other person, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Buckley, but we would just bum quarters all day. And at the end of the day, we would go to the coin thing, and we'd have about $10 in quarters, and we'd buy a dime bag.
They used to sell what's called a nickel. It's $5. It got you about a joint and a half. But it was enough for an after-school
Nickel
special.
bag.
How much were cigarettes back then? What kind did you
$2.
smoke?
It was $2.
I think mine were. I think it was $1.80 for a pack of Newports.
It was $1.80, but he charged us all $2 at the corner store because
Right.
it was just $2 across the board.
$2.
I
Fucking
think
Camel Life.
gas was when I got my license was 97 cents.
Yeah, 99. I remember 90, less than
For
$1.
$10, I could have a little Friday night.
Oh, yeah.
Smokes.
Thanks a lot, Biden.
Fucking A, man. Yeah, it cost $75 to fill my little car up.
For what?
$75 to fill my car up.
The one you have now?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so
What kind of gas mileage you get on that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
2 miles.
2 miles a gallon? Jesus.
No, man.
You're single-handedly destroying the earth
yeah. Good car.
You're not
Good
even
car.
going anywhere.
True.
for that little car.
Yeah.
It goes fast, though.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
I've ridden with you. You drive like an idiot.
Yeah, that is
True,
true.
all your gas is going.
That also is true. Like I said, I don't mind paying it. But
Fast the wrong way.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does. But yeah, I was just blew my mind. I just let it run. It was like $73. I was like, you gotta be kidding me for figured that.
Well, we weren't friends in high school.
No.
So were you a big pot in high
No,
school?
not at all. No.
Did you drink a lot in high school?
Yeah.
Ah, that's why you're not.
Yeah, like I never really we did like the party thing. I didn't really do the get high thing.
I did the get high thing.
Like we would I would have house parties, but we never. I smoked a joint, I smoked some weed. But I never had weed on me. It was never like, hey, Will, you got some weed? Nah, I would never have any weed. Like,
I
period.
never not had. I never.
See, I was
did not
opposite.
have weed. And if I didn't have weed, I really wanted weed. I was looking for it.
Well, it was a thing. Like, you get like, oh man, this is like sketchy. You gotta go hide and shit. You know, like that was fun. But like, I never really. That's all I did. Like, I was like scared of weed. Like, I was scared to get caught. You know what I mean?
I was never scared of that. I was like,
See,
fuck
my
the
dad smoked
authorities.
weed all the time though too. My dad was fucking. He told me, he was like, if you ever, you know, do the speech, you know, don't do it on the street. Come to me first, type thing. You know what
Bill
I
Murray
mean?
said that. He's like, the most dangerous part about weed is getting caught with
Yeah,
it.
getting caught.
And that's how bad the laws are. If the punishment's worse than the crime, like the worst thing about smoking weed is that you can end up with a criminal record that I have now. From since I was 18, I've been denied jobs. Like Red Ventures, they fired me because of my criminal record from a pot charge when I was 18.
Yeah, I'm stupid.
Fuck.
I got the same thing. Permanent record for getting caught with an eighth of weed. I was like 18 years
You know,
old.
when
I was in college.
when it was first outlawed, Harry Anslinger, who started the drug war, said of cannabis, he said marijuana is the most violence-causing drug on the planet.
It's hilarious to think about now. From what I understand, it's you know, the reason it outlawed in the first place was the cotton industry.
They lobbied against it. It wasn't just that, but
We have made a stronger product that was easier and faster to produce, and the cotton had just lost their free labor, if you can recall
yes.
why. So they were taking a dump on
See, I don't know. I never heard that.
sales. So they
what was his name? William
that's weird.
Randolph Hearst. He owned all those newspapers, and he had a lot of money apparently invested. This is theories I've heard, but I've read about it, and there's not they're not 100% accurate. But he did use his newspapers to do a lot of anti-cannabis propaganda because he was friends with Harry Anslinger. But Harry Anslinger's real motivation for outlawing cannabis was racism. They wanted reasons to be able to. I mean, they called it marijuana, and they even put an H when they spelled it just to really make Juana like it's a Mexican drug, and they wanted to be able to arrest Mexicans. And they passed the Marijuana Tax Act in 1937. But Harry Anslinger was taking over the prohibition. He was the Department of Prohibition, or the Bureau of Narcotics. They basically controlled alcohol prohibition. Alcohol prohibition was coming to an end when he took office, so he had to figure out a way to keep his job. So alcohol was, became legal again. So he heavily criminalized narcotics, specifically went after opiates. Before that, opiates were available. You can go to your doctor and tell them you're an addict, and they would just prescribe you heroin, and you would go about living your life. And then the doctors didn't want to. Anyway, this is getting a little off subject.
Yeah,
But what did he say?
What's going on?
No, but cannabis basically was outlawed by the marijuana tax
Marijuana.
because that was a Mexican thing.
I didn't know that.
Racism's at the very heart of almost the whole drug war completely. That's what they use it for. If you look at it right now, the white people are just collateral damage who get caught up in it, but the people that really get fucked are the inner city black people, and they've really heavily criminalized those areas of the country instead of reinvesting in the communities. So they're getting fucked the hardest. And that's why some states that are legalizing cannabis are making laws where a certain percentage of the business has to go into the African-American ownership. And I support that because their communities were hit the hardest. Yeah.
Well, glad that's happening.
What does happen to people that are in jail for?
Right now, there's no if you're in Colorado and you have a previous criminal record for cannabis, it's still on your fucking record.
So it doesn't there's no expunging it.
Umbrellaed into the MORE Act.
It is. They're going to expunge all records.
Yeah, all right.
It's in the MORE Act.
It's
I
in
was
the MORE
curious
Act that's part of it, is to forgive some of the nonviolent criminal offenses that are keeping some people in prison strictly because of possession or use of marijuana.
Right.
Now that ties into, like, did that count as your third strike in the third strike states? So that might not be forgiven if it was for other things. But
Yes.
If you think about the term victimless crime, that's just an oxymoron in itself. Like there's no victim, then what the fuck's the crime?
Yeah.
well, the criminal's the victim.
There is no victim.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, well then,
The quote unquote criminal becomes
and the crime is the punishment is the offense. Like that's the,
Yes.
what the fuck? Like if you tried to explain to like an alien visitor our rules here, they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
What?
Or they probably have their own weird shit that we'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
talking about? Yep.
So why do you smoke weed, Will?
Because you can't drink anymore.
Yeah.
Last time you were on the podcast, because I saw my listeners might
that's
remember.
right.
Did you start smoking weed coincidingly, or were you dabbling in it before?
I had started smoking weed before. Like
I noticed you got
a little bit.
into the
Yeah,
game.
you remember? I never smoked weed at all. Like we just drink,
Right.
drink, party. But like I just started smoking weed one day, and I was like, trying to stop drinking. A couple of years ago is what it was. And then I got my medical card down in Florida, and ever since then I've just been smoking weed and trying to stop drinking as much, and that's what I've been doing.
And it's helped.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So because you did end up getting back. So
Are
you
you functioning every day?
I don't smoke weed during the day unless if I have shit to do. Like if on my day off, I'm like, I'm chalking the day up to nothing. I'll just.
Do you smoke before work?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't function at work.
So I do. However, I have for years now.
After work, yeah, sure.
Enabled this thing called the 4-hour rule. So whatever time I'm supposed to be at work, I have 4 hours. But prior to that, I can smoke weed because it takes me.
You have to stop 4 hours.
Yeah, well, that's just what I've known from my experience to.
Don't you want to do
come
nothing?
back down?
Yeah.
So for instance, if I've got to be in at 5 p.m., I can smoke up until 1 because by 5 comes around, I'm completely sober again.
Dude, no way could I do that.
really
0%.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
There's no way I could smoke weed and then be like, I'm going to go to work now.
Oh,
No,
you don't
that's what I'm
smoke before
saying.
work?
That's the 4-hour rule.
Yeah, but that 4 hour rule, no matter what. Once I get high, day's over.
That day's
What?
over.
Day's done.
Day's over.
Over.
My day
Cash it in.
begins with pot.
Nah,
I have to smoke when I wake up.
No. Opposite. That's it for me.
I don't have to. I shouldn't say that, but I do. I usually do. It makes you go to the gym.
That's
makes
weird.
me.
No, I'm the opposite. I want to when I get high, man. Well, not like I like doing shit around the house. Like I'll clean the house or I'll do my closet, like you said. But that's it for me. Work? Nah. I'm not going to work.
I have to smoke at my gigs because I don't drink at my gigs anymore, but it's just getting a little bit high is perfect. But I've made the mistake where I'm hitting my vape pen and I forget that I'm hitting a cannabis vape pen and I get super high.
Oh, yeah.
And then I have to play in front of people and it's so awkward. Like I won't take a break for 2 hours because I'm scared to talk to them in the mic, so I just keep singing and playing.
It's only awkward to you, though.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're in your own head. No one else knows it's awkward to you.
Everybody knows that when you're paranoid,
hold on.
it is only you. Yeah. But it's hard to tell yourself that.
Raymond got me that because Raymond's like, this is me every time I get high.
He's pointing to a sign that says they know you're high. With creepy hands and
That's
eyes.
like working behind the bar too, man. You can't I can't be high back there, dude. There's no way. Like I can't.
Neither can I.
And
you know, my
dude,
guys.
What'd you say?
I work with guys, you know, who do smoke, and they
blows my mind.
They quit asking me, thankfully, mid shift.
Yeah, I'm just like, no, I can't, dude.
Like, nah, dude.
Kidding me?
I'll forget everything. Wait, what am I doing?
Dude, songs I've played my whole life where all of a sudden I'll stop the song after the first chorus, like it's done, and then I'm sitting there like, oh, I didn't even do half the song. Nobody even notices.
Yeah, you get to play. Oh, broke a string.
Oh, whoops. I'll just take a break.
I'll just sometimes sit there and daze off for like 2 minutes, just sitting there thinking about something with my guitar, looking at nothing. I'm like, oh shit, I'm like weird. Right? People are looking at me like, what is he doing? I'm just spaced out.
Fucking the worst is like you're in Publix or something and you kind of space out all by yourself pushing the cart. You've been shopping for like an hour.
Have you ever done laps without thinking out anything because you're so high? You're just walking around
People
Target like, wait a minute.
No.
Everybody's looking at me. I'm like,
don't do that.
Everybody's watching me get all the candy and fucking. I'm checking out with like Lucky Charms and all kinds of shit.
Oh, dude! One time I went to the gas station and I was so fucking stoned that I went there and I wanted candy and I only had $3 on me because I was on my bicycle. So, what?
I'm asking you where the jewel is.
Oh, just ask.
Where's the jewel?
Yeah, that works. He showed me a text message on his phone.
Secrets.
No, so I go to the gas station and I'm super high. All I have is $3 because I was on a bike ride, and so I go in and I get $3 worth of candy. But I'm like, this isn't enough. So I went back home and got my wallet. Went back to the store. I was like, I'm getting candy. And I remember I got this big ass pumpkin shaped Reese's cup, and I put it on with the candy. And the woman behind the register, she goes, "You don't want to buy that." And I'm like, "Why not?" She's like, "That's $7." I was like, "Oh shit!" And I got another one. I was like, "I'll take two." Like I'm just that high.
Don't tempt me.
Line it up. Line it up.
I didn't eat. I ate like half of one of them.
Fucking double that shit up.
Yeah. Let me get one for the guy behind me.
You know what was messed up though is I walked into the store and when I got in there was this like black guy behind the counter and he was looking real confused, like looking at me, and I'm like, my headphones were in, I had music on. I was like, what does he want? He's like trying to talk to me. I was like, what's going on? He's like, yo, that girl back there. She's like sleeping maybe, like, but I think he was scared. He's like, I don't want to go back there and then think I'm fucking robbing or some shit. He's like, I just don't know what's. And I'm thinking she overdosed and is dead back there.
What are you talking about? Right
the woman that was working in 7-Eleven was passed out in the office, so I had to go back in there and wake her up. I thought she was just going to be not alive, but she's like, oh, sorry, I was tired. I was like, hey, well, we got some customers out here.
Time to get to work.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I was like, this is about to be fucked up.
Oh man, what are you doing over there, buddy?
Enjoying myself. Just
oh yeah,
high, yeah.
Super high.
I like to smoke weed.
You liked it, so you liked it so much when you were young that you, at 17 years old, went to Amsterdam.
I did. That was crazy. I don't think I did.
For a month.
Yeah.
17 years old, goes to Amsterdam. First time ever on a plane, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'd never been in a state that didn't touch North Carolina, because I'd never been on a plane before. And anytime, you know, I was 17, so I'd already been to the beach, you know, and in that age where I am smoking weed, but, you know, just drive down or ride down with my parents and I could bring it. So when we were thinking of like, shit, let's take a little trip. Where do we go? I'm like, where do we not go? We go to a place where you don't have to bring your own weed. They have it there. Blew my mind, man. It was insane to see 396 coffee shops within a town the size of...
And like coffee shop, you mean? What do you mean? You walk in?
It has to be called a coffee shop.
But they have coffee?
But they have coffee. They actually do all have coffee.
With cannabis coffee?
You know, they have different little gigs. You know, some of them are like a Caribbean themed or a jazz themed or blues or whatever. They have to have their own little thing that sets them apart. Because it is a tiny city and they're competing with each other. So
it's a tiny city?
I wouldn't say tiny, but it's very condensed. It's very packed in.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so a lot of people in a small place. You know, it's Europe.
I want to go there for real. We got
top of each other.
Yeah.
But it was wild.
Do they smoke in the coffee shops?
Yeah, you smoke in the coffee shop. So
you can't leave.
It's kind of frowned upon to just smoke walking down the street, but it's the way you would treat like meeting up with a buddy. Like, all right, so what I realized really quickly was in America, weed's illegal. So we abuse the shit of it. We pack these big old bongs, we roll these big old blunts. They don't do it that way over there because it's not illegal. So you don't have to worry about it. So you don't just cram it all in. You can just go meet a buddy for a cup of tea or coffee, and while you're there, you buy a pre-roll, buy a little bit, roll your own joint, and you sit and enjoy it like as if you would as a social experience.
Right.
And a lot of them mix tobacco, don't they?
Yeah, you mix tobacco because it's very potent. And so that kind of calms it down. And you're just trying to enjoy yourself. You don't need to get fucking baked because you can just do it again all day long.
Is that how they can tell when someone's American by how stoned they get?
So exactly.
Got one of
they
every
picked
single
us out
one, you got
immediately. Like there's three of us. I'm the youngest. I'm 17. The other two guys are 18 and 19 respectively. And so we were like, I see you have a bong behind the counter. Can we borrow that? And we just sit down at our table and we're ripping. No one's doing this. Everyone's looking at us like Americans, obviously. We can pick you out every time. So it took a couple days to learn how to fit in and how everyone else was
Everybody else
smoking.
is just casual.
Yeah, but
like, pack it
so
up.
you want to smoke it like, you know, you could smoke like down an alley or whatever, but it's kind of frowned upon. It's like a respect thing. There's a lot of mixed everybody. There's old people. There's young people. It's a very crowded European city, so you know it's kind of rude just to be.
If you were
smoking.
to walk in there, to the place, and you had your own weed, could I just sit down at the table?
Sure, absolutely.
And just like smoke a joint?
And that happens because you go to a little shop and you pick out a gram of.
But is that frowned upon?
No,
You're supposed to buy from them to be in there. You know what I mean?
It'd be the equivalent of, as long as you're buying something. If you're buying a candy bar or a cup of coffee, I mean, a cup of coffee was like $2 or whatever, you know, equivalent, or a cup of tea, and yeah, it was fine because you have, you know, you're not supposed to carry but like 5 grams on your person at any time. It's not legal in Amsterdam. It's tolerated.
Right.
So if everybody acts, it's kind of like drinking on the beach.
I think
it's not legal, but it's tolerated.
I think we should talk about that just because for a lot of listeners, people don't realize that it's not legal in Amsterdam. For a lot of people, that's just assumed because it technically is. It's if they're not going to process you and charge you for anything, then it kind of is legal in that sense. It's just on paper it is still illegal, but that's because they are a UN country, and because of the United States, because of our pull in the UN, we made it a point that every country that is a member of the UN cannot legalize cannabis to be a member of the UN. So the states here are in violation of the UN.
Correct. So they do it, and also like mushrooms and stuff are tolerated too. Believe it or not, peyote. We even tried to buy peyote, and the guy. Luckily, we didn't. I had never done it.
Yeah,
it would have been a bad idea. But the guy was at least responsible enough that he was like, "Guys, have you ever done peyote?" We're like, "No." He's like, "If you can't tell me exactly how to prepare it, I'm not selling it to you." And that was very responsible of him to not put us into a situation that we probably shouldn't have been in.
Do they not just have mescaline? That's what I would rather.
Yeah, they've got all that stuff.
Yeah,
they've got pills that wouldn't be illegal in our FDA, but they are there, like an Adderall type thing that you can just buy at the, They not only have coffee shops to sell the weed, but they have psychedelic shops to sell like MD.
I want to do mescaline, which I would say peyote, but the thing about peyote is when you grow it yourself, there's a lot of problems with the alkaloids not being strong enough. And then if you pick it in the nature, it's endangered. So basically only Native Americans should be messing with peyotes. A lot of things I've read, even Michael Pollan's book, Michael Pollan wrote about 3 different plants, caffeine, peyote, and opium. And basically, peyote's the only one he didn't try doing research for the book because he said white people shouldn't do it. It's a Native American thing. But we can take mescaline, which is the same drug, just take it in its pill form.
I probably know what they're talking about, if I had to guess.
I would love to do it with some Native Americans,
If you're
though.
doing it for the wrong reasons, then you're doing it wrong anyway.
Oh, yeah, and they do it as like a rite of passage. If someone's going off to college or going to join the military or something, they'll all do a peyote ceremony to see them off or something like that. Or if someone dies, they don't just do it like, hey, it's Friday night, let's eat peyote.
Right.
That's a white person thing.
That's totally a white guy thing to do.
Oh, man.
An American white guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guilty as shit of that.
Oh, yeah. Every time it would snow or something, we're locked in. All right.
Let's eat mushrooms.
Snow day. Got to do mushrooms. Like, what? How's that a thing?
That's a great thing.
Yeah.
Too bad I haven't had a snow day.
Right, Florida.
Since I lived here. Well, no, when I
Hurricane. What we call hurricanes? This is
Hurricanes suck though, because then you have no power and it's hot as shit and there's no AC. I fucking hate hurricanes.
Yeah.
I live in Charlotte, and I was adamant that we were going to see snow this year. I even told anybody, I was like, I bet you we never see snow in Charlotte again because of global warming. You'll never do it unless you drive to the mountains. And I mean, the day I said it
snowed.
I was like, well, I'm happy to see it. And I'm happy that it's not as bad as I thought yet.
Next year, though.
Next year will be the year. That's it.
I said it first. No more snow.
Yeah, it's strange. I think with climate change, you have a lot of the. It's because of the world generally getting warmer. You're also going to have crazier winters too. At some points, you'll see even more snow.
Yeah,
for,
it was that
for different
whole
reasons.
storm that just blew in and just fucked up the whole East Coast.
Yeah, we were fucking down here just.
It was
chilling.
cold. I was
I
cold.
wasn't completely wrong.
I like it when it's. I like wearing a jacket. I miss being able to wear a jacket.
Fuck. Great. It got cold here for that week or two. There was like 50. It
was great.
50 to me is like now, after living here for 10 years, is fucking freezing.
Florida freezing. That's what I
Because
thought.
when I first moved here, it was a joke.
Boots.
But now I'm
boots?
freezing.
Do you guys own boots? Do you wear
I own boots.
Yeah.
I never wear them, but I own them.
I have one pair of boots that I bought brand new. I have never put them on.
You know who
Doc
doesn't own
Martens.
boots?
Who doesn't?
Guys who aren't getting laid.
Excuse me?
Those are the guys who don't have boots.
They don't
I
have
don't
the
know,
boots.
man. There's a lot of people down here that just wear flip flops.
Flippy flops, bro. You got the boots on?
Yeah, I wear boots.
Get a nice pair of cowboy boots. That's my next thing.
Man.
Got to.
I couldn't pull off cowboy boots. No way.
You gotta have the right outfit. Somebody will make these hats. I can't remember what they're called, but they're fat hats, and they're badass hats, like with like custom design. Like, how much are they? Like they start at $400 and go up from there. I'm like, I don't have the outfits for a $400 hat. My buddy has bought 3 of these hats, and he wears them to the bar with his designer jeans. It's like it just looks
Why
weird. Like, why are you wearing this right now? Like, he is kind of a rocker. Like he has like a band and shit, and he's toured, so it's like he has that look, so it kind of works for him. But it has to be a whole look. You can't just wear that hat with a regular outfit. Like
I get it. There's a whole culture. Well, my thing is, if you're not actively wrangling a cow, you shouldn't have a cowboy hat
boots.
on.
I don't know, man. What if you're singing about red? What is it? Red hat, a blue jeans. That fucking thing we watched last night.
Oh.
The pandering.
Pandering. Anyway,
I thought you were talking about sucking dick and kicking ass.
a song, not something that was done.
Yeah, correct. It's definitely a song. Sorry.
Wheeler Walker Jr. Who? Anyway,
It's funny song.
Why didn't we bring the bong in?
we were supposed to. What happened to it? Go grab it.
Can you say bong? Can we say?
This is not a head shop. Yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want. I've smoked crack, man.
All right. Well, wait. Why can't you say bong in a head shop?
Because we're a kindergarten country.
What the fuck?
Because bong means you're going to use it for weed, and this is clearly for tobacco only.
What is it?
Yeah.
Where's the freedom of speech come?
All the
Why
people
can't we
smoke.
normalize
Only
saying?
smoke tobacco out of there.
Yeah, you.
it.
Go into
Oh no,
a
you're
head
allowed
shop
to say it legally.
and
You
you're
just can't buy the bong.
I need you can't even say
Water pipe.
The last time I went and bought a bowl, I was like, yeah, I need just a small bowl for to keep in the cars. You can't say bowl. Gotta say pipe. I'm like, what's the fucking difference? We
Or
both know what this is for.
Their liability.
We both know what I'm gonna do with it.
Because the undercover can come in and say that, and then they can get shut down,
Hey,
which
where's
is
the weed
fucking
at?
stupid.
Where's the weed at? That's what they're gonna say.
But what if I had a cigar pipe and I just called it a bowl because I want to?
You're breaking the law, man. Now
Hey, man.
paraphernalia, that's a crime.
Imagine going in and being like, I need a 12 pack of beer, but you're like, they're like, no, you gotta say brewski. You gotta say brewski.
Adult water.
It's just as ridiculous.
It is fucking stupid. Goddamn. And it's also like states like Tennessee, if you've ever been there, they legally have to ID everybody at the gas station when you buy beer.
You're supposed to do that to
I was there
everybody,
with with my 70-year-old father-in-law. He's like 70 and they're ID or you're not getting sold. It's like, this is fucking stupid.
It is really ridiculous because you technically cannot
You're not supposed to at
be
all.
charged with a crime or convicted of a crime that you have not committed. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, so if someone comes in and they look like they're 12, but they're actually 21, and you serve them alcohol, but they're 21, you haven't committed a crime. Even if they're like, you didn't ID this guy, and they're like, well, he's 21.
But you can get fined though, right?
Nope.
You
If
can't.
You haven't actually broke the law.
Is that why they actually send in?
You've served a 21-year-old.
That's it. They'll
Now,
actually send in like 17-year-olds to
they
do that.
send,
underagers.
you know, they send people who look like they could be 25. That's the biggest trap.
Yeah.
They find people who are like, wait, you look old for your age. You're the one I'm going to use.
It used to be like
they
an
don't
old
send
man and
any
a daughter.
obvious like 14-year-olds in.
No.
They send people that are questionable.
Right.
And that are like 19 and 20, but they have to be underage for you to get charged. Because until then, you haven't.
Years
broken the
ago,
law.
they got caught. That what's her name? Deanna got caught with that. It was like an older gentleman, and like his daughter. It's usually was like, and she could order a Bud Light bottle, and like she was like 16 or something like that, and she just didn't check her ID and got canned. Like it's like the laws like down here, like down there is like you can't work for a year or something like that.
Well, here's what's
Something
weird,
weird like
too. Walgreens the other day, there's a guy in front of me. He's getting a pack of smokes and whatever his other purchases are. He was probably in his 50s. She didn't ID him for the smokes. And then the lady behind him, I'm next, behind him is just buying allergy medication. She's probably in her 70s, and she's like, sorry, to buy allergy medication, I have to see your ID.
Sudafed.
Yeah, but here's the thing. She didn't like scan it or take any copy of it. She just looked at it, confirmed that she was old enough to buy it, and then sold it. And I'm like, where's that?
Well, also, it's weird. I went to Walgreens and they had to get my ID for the Sudafed, and then I went to Publix and bought it, and they didn't. It was a different time. Obviously, I'm not stocking up on Sudafed. I'm not making meth in my fucking bathroom. But the thing is like,
directly left Walgreens. All right, I know my limit at this store. We can get 2 more down
but
the
it's
street.
like, so if I was going to make meth, I would just go to Publix and get the Sudafed. They're not. I don't know how that works. You maybe have a certain amount, they flag you, but you could just go Publix to Publix. But anyway, we're talking about cooking up meth.
Yeah, but this
I wouldn't even know how to fucking begin. I tried to grow mushrooms once, and that didn't work.
Where you can get all the meth.
Publix. That's it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Publix.
Yeah, you should have been a huge
Get a pub sub.
Publix plug.
The
Pub
Publix
sub.
plug for all those meth dealers listening.
Little
Publix.
chicken.
Come to
tender.
Florida. Come to the Florida Gateway Publix and get all the meth candy you want. What?
What do you need?
Pass me a beer.
A brew.
A brewski.
Hey, grab me one of them.
Don't wanna get in trouble
You want a
in there.
Stella or a Sam Summer?
It doesn't matter.
Stella.
First thing that comes to me.
Have you had one
No,
of
I'll take
these?
the Sam Summer.
Oh, they're so good.
Cheers.
Oh, don't do that. It's gonna be loud as fuck. Let me see that later. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Also, this is my table, man.
Shout out to Sam Summer.
Come on, you got another coaster, bro?
Shout out
Somewhere.
to Stella.
Shout out to Stella. This is the Solstice Lager. I love it. Let me get that later.
My appearance today is brought to you.
What the fuck? Well, I want this
by
for.
stuff. I'm a heavy supporter of stuff.
I like stuff. Trust me.
Stuff's great.
Having
I-
stuff.
And any listeners out there, go get yourself some stuff.
I like some stuff.
Today, stuff is sold anywhere money's accepted.
It is.
Stuff. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Stuff. Buy stuff. Support stuff. Listen to stuff. Hey,
Do stuff.
speaking of stuff, where the fucking put those cigarettes? Oh, in my pocket. You want to try a hemp cigarette, dude?
I sure do.
This is my sponsor.
Oh.
Creme by
de la Creme.
Sugar. It's a hemp cigarette.
Sounds delicious.
Well, I've never had
Let's just share one.
a tie-dyed
At all.
cigarette. So this will be my first.
Try that shit. It's actually fucking good. I swear to God.
Why not? I'm still in the like, hey, do this, and then I do it. Like I'm still that guy. Hey, you want to try this?
Hey, try this.
Yeah, I'll fucking try that. I've never tried that, so I have to try that.
Try it, dude. It tastes good. It's sugary.
Thanks, creme. You are the creme of creme. Would you like the?
Yeah, sure.
Hit it, man. Just try it. Come on.
All right, moving on.
Tastes like a cigarette.
Right?
Huh? Is there nicotine in this?
No.
Oh, so what is it?
It's just a substitute for tobacco. It's a hemp cigarette.
So it's supposed to be no chemicals and shit?
Nope.
Okay. No,
Hope that my listeners are gonna be like, this is a lame way to do an ad, dude. just pepper into the
just
conversation.
smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
No, it's not
Fuck
bad.
my own. They're great.
Actually are pretty good.
Yeah, there is.
No
Smooth.
chemicals. Like I was concerned about.
Yeah, you can go
I know, right?
you can go to sugarcali.com, enter the offer code PEACE15, and get 15% off your order. Boom. There's the plug. That's the real ad.
Woo! 15%. That's just about 14. Not quite 16, but it's like that.
You're an astute person, Adam.
Oh, man.
All right.
Oh, I forgot. Oh,
I think I'm good on that, though.
yeah. What are you doing over there, buddy?
420.
It's 420. It's still 420.
What the fuck is 420?
So 420 is, yeah, so if you're listening to this, we're going to have a little ad or a funny commercial that we did for this podcast in the theme of that 70s show about 420. Because what is 420? And the thing is, I've looked it up a bunch and I always forget, but it's about those kids. It was at Berkeley or where was it at? Somewhere on the West Coast, right?
We know California. We know that.
Will,
They're called the Waldos.
Will, you have your laptop there. Look up history of 420. But
Look up the Waldos. I
yeah,
remember them.
it was the Waldos. That was it.
With the Grateful Dead.
Had something to do with the dead, I swear.
They were watching after somebody's weed or something, trying to get some free stuff, right? I don't know. But yeah, I just recently discovered that 420 was not, in fact, a police code for active using weed.
How many times did you tell people? I've told people that, like, oh, it's
my God, I spread it like
Yeah.
from the time that rumor hit me at 14 years old. I've been saying it for my whole life. Like that's what that is.
I know.
That's definitely what that is. And no one ever thought to look that up. Is that real? Or even ask a cop.
Well, at the time we were told it, there was no looking stuff up on the internet.
What is this?
I wonder,
What's
are police codes the same in every city, or do they change, you think?
I don't know. I think 187 is
187 is like homicide.
Yeah, I think that's universal, but I don't even know if that's real. I've never looked that up.
Wait, is it? Oh, you know what? This dawns on me. I was told this rumor, we should look this up. 311, the band, stood for public nudity? Is that real? Now I'm questioning everything.
Is the earth round? I don't even know. Of course not. What are you, crazy?
How could it be?
Round. Have you ever seen it? It's flat.
Yeah. How else would you walk on it?
Yeah.
So it says in 1971 that a bunch of kids, they're looking for an abandoned cannabis crop.
Yeah.
So they go looking for it.
And they would meet.
That's it,
They would meet.
420.
No, yeah, they would meet up at 420.
Yeah, that was it.
So they were the 420 kids.
That's it.
So it means looking for fucking abandoned
Looking for weed.
No, but then it became just a tradition to meet at 420 to get high, and I think it caught on like a campus or some shit. And
Yeah.
So I wonder if
about it.
That any
Ranch
police
Rafael,
stations
California.
actually did adapt it.
And that kid's name who was looking for the crop, Cherry Garcia.
That's down here. Yeah, that's farther down the list here.
Blew my mind.
More misinformation.
He was never found.
Spread it. He was never found again. That's how he lost that finger, looking for that crop.
Yeah, that's what it says. Look,
Says that. Hey, now look up what 311 means. The band.
The band.
Bands.
We're sitting at the edge of our seats on this one. Man. I've been
know.
wondering. 311 is a band I've seen probably more than most bands, and I'm not even a fan. I'm not a fan.
You know what's crazy?
I
I'm
just
not
don't
a
care.
fan, but it's funny that you say that. I have seen 311 more than any other band.
So
But here's
am I.
why.
Well, no, close.
I like them. I still like them. I tolerate them. They're great. But I liked them when I was younger, and they somehow were the only band that played every single year.
Yeah.
And it was always a fun time. So,
Yeah.
like, this summer, here they are again. Well, let's spend $10 on a ticket and go. They were always cheap. It was always and a good time. But, yeah, they have a little bit of a cult following.
Yeah, I've seen them probably at least 5.
many times.
I can't even say 5 to 10. I don't even know
Tell you
exactly.
what, the last time I seen them, which...
I went with you a few times.
Yeah, we're twice in
Was it?
Lauderdale, Red Rocks. You were so
They were
high at Red
fantastic.
Rocks.
Yeah,
You were like falling down the bleachers.
I forgot about that. That was
That's
bad.
right. They were at Red Rocks.
Yeah,
You know
with
what day
Method Man
that
and
was?
Redman.
That was on 421.
420.
421.
No, dude, that was 420.
No, it was 2 days. We were the day after.
It was the day after. I promise you, because I think they
remember.
did 2 shows. They
Yeah.
played 420 and 421, and we.
No, it was day one.
Oh, whatever. I don't remember. I don't think it was
I'm telling
420.
you, it
You know
was on
what?
420.
I'm gonna agree with you just for the podcast.
Yeah.
yeah, dude, totally 420.
I can prove this because
It's
we
all right.
flew in on 420 and we went there
I
that
don't.
day.
I don't know. I just know that it was.
100%.
It was rough.
421.
Those
I didn't even wanna
seats
go
are
to the
steep.
show.
The seats are steep.
You know why I didn't want to go to the show?
Why?
Because it was 311. And I had already seen them like 13, 14
And Method
times.
Man and Redman.
And the,
Man, Redman. I don't remember.
the
any of
tickets
that
were
shit.
like $120. Method Man and Redman, I've seen them before. No disrespect to them, but just hip hop live, it's tough to find some good
Indecent.
ones. And
It's like Hannibal Buress said. What are all these people doing on the stage?
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Why-
And so I was like,
Do you pay for their
I'm fine.
travel?
But I do not regret going. I'm glad I went because I got to see a show
At Red Rocks.
At Red Rocks.
And we're going to
Wow,
Andrew
if you've-
Bird, Iron
if
and
you've
Wine
never
this year.
seen a
Red
show at
Rocks
Red
is
Rocks,
awesome.
It's unbelievable. Even I think before music existed, which I don't know, this-
Dinosaurs.
Whoever would have walked upon Red Rocks, like the first travelers from the east, and like they stumbled by, they would be like, "Bro, this is a great place to put our show."
Yeah.
It looks like.
Like, this is where I live. And then
This
there's other
is-
people were there. They're like, well, we already live here. They're like,
And
we're
then
just going to kill you.
all the people were there like, "What the fuck is a show?" They're like,
Man.
"Dude, just wait.
It was awesome.
You'll find out."
It was really
about to
awesome.
start some shit.
Really starts.
Your 311 code is in Omaha. Police citation for indecent exposure.
311's from Omaha.
And what's ironic is they've never indecently exposed themselves on stage
You
like
don't
Jim
know that.
Morrison.
Thank
don't know.
God.
Thank God. You know what Jim Morrison
Well, yeah.
said when they asked why he pulled his dick out on stage? He's like, I just wanted to see what it looked like in the spotlight.
Hey, man.
James
Whatever,
Morrison
bro.
was Jim Morrison. What's his name? The dude?
James.
Mr. Mojo Rising. Did you know that? If you rearrange the letters in Mr. Mojo,
It's an
Rising,
anagram for
it's-
Jim Morrison.
That's not what an anagram is.
Anagram.
No, that's
Yes.
that's not how that works.
Look up.
It's
the
just
rearranged.
it's a jumble.
Yeah.
It's a Scrabble word.
All right.
It's a
I don't know.
Call it what you
scribbling.
want. It's called an anagram.
No, anagram means something.
Yeah, it means it's when you take words from something and rearrange them to spell something else.
No.
Look up anagram, Will.
Anagram's like scuba. Isn't it one for
Scuba.
scuba?
It's like race car. You can make an anagram with
No,
race
that's
car.
a palindrome.
Anagram.
Oh, yeah,
solver.
you're right. But anagram is Jim Morrison, Mojo Rising
No,
anagram.
scuba means self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
So we're
That's acronym.
It is
It's an
a
acronym.
word or phrase formed by rearranging the letters of different word or phrase.
Anagram
Hell
in
yeah.
your face.
Fucking wrong on live wrong.
Bing. Yep.
That's
That's what
a
it says
first.
right there. Fucking internet, man. What a thing.
Will is our Jamie, for
Thanks,
those who
Jamie.
also listen to Rogan and know what I'm talking about.
Yep. It's weird.
It's nice to have a Jamie. I could use your help more often. If anytime I do a podcast here, I'm going to need you to drive over.
You got it.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
This guy lives in Lauderdale. He
Yeah.
drove from Lauderdale. No, sorry, you don't live in Lauderdale. Where do you
No, I
live?
live a little north of that now.
Boynton Beach?
Yeah, Boynton Beach. Used to be a lot of them. Moved up. Yeah.
On the East Coast.
Yep.
Name is my name too.
It's all right over there sometimes.
Yeah, it's all right. I don't mind it. Have you been to St. Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. I mean,
Nah, you
At
haven't.
St. Pete.
no. St. Pete, I don't know if I've been. Have I been? That's a good question, man. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, it's an awesome place. But anyway, not for here. Not for now. Talking about.
Not for nothing.
Hey, so I want to ask you about the. So in Holland, you would smoke weed at the coffee shops. There's no places in Denver I haven't seen. Like you can't just go to a place and smoke, right? Like a bar, you can drink at a bar.
No, that's still, yeah, but right now with all the decriminalization, it's still like a privately used thing. You have to do that in the confines of your home.
And my
Yeah.
thing is, I'm always in a hotel room whenever I travel. So it's like, where the fuck am I supposed to smoke this? I just smoke
Not
it.
supposed to do that either.
Yeah. Period.
I know. So I'm saying there's really nowhere legal to smoke it. You can just buy it. You can't
Pick it
travel
up.
with it.
Yeah, Amsterdam, you could smoke, at your place of residence or at the coffee shop, but other than that, it wasn't really a respectful thing to do. Now, seedier parts of towns are bars and stuff, so you go into a bar, you're technically not supposed to smoke at the bar, but it's the fucking bar. Everybody's smoking, they don't give a shit. And like what you were asking, so you go into a shop and you might want a gram of silver haze and a gram of purple magic, whatever the hell that it is. So you go into the next place, you're traveling, you already got weed, you don't need to buy from them, but you do need to patronize. It'd be the same as if you went into, a fucking restaurant and you brought your own food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a little different, but yeah,
That's what I was curious about. If there was some kind of.
you got to spend a little money there.
Yeah.
Can you just buy like something like a cookie that's not
Sure,
not
absolutely.
yeah, just-
And that's
I'm sure everybody does that. I'm sure like nobody goes in there and
I'll
is like,
tell you
oh,
what,
fuck this place. I'm just going to smoke in it.
that's-
Right.
I'm sure
I'd
that
never
happens.
seen or heard of energy drinks at the time over here. Like Red Bull wasn't a company or whatever, but they had energy drinks over there, and I didn't
Not FDA approved.
I didn't know what they were, and I didn't take them at first. But one night we're out, man, and we've been smoking this. We've been Americanized, abusing the shit out of this stuff all day, and it's just the best stuff in the entire world. And I am just a zombie on pot. And this little old lady, she was like, "You look like a ghost." She's like, "You need sugar." I was like, "Really?" I never heard that. She's like, "You need a lot of sugar." She's like, these energy drinks, that's why they sell these very sugary coffees and teas and energy drinks. It's to get you kind of balanced when you
get smoke a little too much.
Speaking of that, I only smoke the flower. And here's how come. I'm a two-hit pony. Like, I take a hit, and if I'm where I'm at, I'll put it down. But if I'm not, usually you need 2, maybe 3. But you can gauge it.
Oh, yeah.
Never been a fan of edibles. What do you guys think?
No, me either. I'll tell you.
They fuck me up.
I don't like them. And here's why. Like, when you're smoking, you know where you're at. When you eat those damn... Now, I did them over in Amsterdam. We ate all that shit, but it was a different time, man.
I got a cookie here. I got one here.
Yeah.
Could smoke a fucking ounce in a day. I mean, that might not be true. It's exaggeration. But, you know what I'm saying. But with edibles, I just like them because it takes 30, 45 minutes before you feel anything. And then once it starts, there's no capping it off like putting out the joint.
No,
you better hold on
tight. It
tight.
metabolizes differently, so it's actually a different drug when it hits your system.
Correct.
So it's a stronger psychedelic. I still don't call it a real psychedelic. It's like a fake psychedelic, like a pseudo psychedelic experience. But it's and some people really enjoy it, and also everybody metabolizes it differently. So there's people like Jamie on Rogan's podcast talks about he can eat 1,000 milligrams and it doesn't even get him high. Like they don't work on him. If I take more than 5, I start to get uncomfortable. After 10, I'm too high. I know people that can take 100 and love it.
Last time I did that was a couple months ago, and we had like the packages, you know, those 20 gummies in there or something like that, whatever they are. And I'd never eaten them before, and my buddy was like, you know, eat one. He's like 1 or 2, and I thought me being me, like whatever, being stupid, I just ate the whole bag, right? I had like
holy shit.
Yeah, I ate like 2 or 3 of them, and then I was like, man, they taste like fucking candy, you know.
They are candy.
I know. Exactly.
Will loves candy.
I love candy, man. I love candy.
Now, I would eat it if I'm like...
But listen. Here's what happened. So I ate the whole thing, and I didn't think nothing of it. And that was like, I go to bed or something. It's like 2 hours go, 3 hours go by, and I wake up in the middle of the night. It's like 4 in the morning, and I'm freaking out. Like, I'm losing my mind kind of shit. And I got a long hallway to my bathroom. I was going to go try to take a leak. And, like, I'm walking to the bathroom, and, like, a tunnel vision was, like, closing my eyes. I could watch myself falling down, like, and then I woke up on my bathroom floor. And, like, I had cracked my ribs and shit. Like,
holy shit.
Real bad.
Did you know what to attribute to?
It had to be. I mean, I ate a whole bag of shit.
How many milligrams were they?
Couldn't tell you.
Probably 5 each.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
You want to hit the jewel?
Yeah.
Why don't you want to say that in the microphone?
Not interesting radio.
Man.
It doesn't matter. It's what we're doing.
Yeah, I couldn't work, man. I had to fucking call it work. So I landed just like chicken wing, like right there in my own elbow into my fucking ribs.
Dude, I made edibles during the shutdown for me and Meg, and I made them myself, and I thought I made them weak, and we both ate them, and as soon as Meg doesn't even smoke, I got in the shower. I was like, these are really mild. Here, have one. And I went in the shower, and I was like, I'm high. And I was like, oh, it's too soon to be this high. And I was like, oh, shit. And I kept getting higher. I was like, all right, this is going to be it. And I was like, nope, I'm higher. And then I was like, can't get higher than this. Higher. I was like, oh, shit. And I was like, Meg, oh, fuck. I went out. I was like, Meg. She was like, how do you feel? She's like, I'm feeling all right. I was like, they're going to be a little stronger than I thought. You're going to be fine. Let's just we put on Roy Scovel, which was the scariest thing because his comedy bit, he has this bit about Trump could actually win. Oh, man. And he's like, but it's the good news is if Trump wins, we can all die together. And literally Trump's president, the world's shut down. And I'm not, for those listening who might be offended, I'm not saying Trump caused COVID or anything like that. I'm just saying it was just hearing him say we can all die together.
I know that bit.
Yeah, and I was sitting there fucking high as shit, like the world's ending. I don't own a gun. Like, I literally bought a gun after that. I was just terrified. I was like, I need to. I don't know. It's weird.
I think Roy Scovel is the funniest human ever. And that be said. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm anti-edibles. I'll do fucking weird shit like when I'm in the right scene. But that's it. It has to be the scene. Like if I'm at the beach and I know I'm going to be there all day. I'm on vacation. Sure, pop me one in. It's not going to hurt anything, but.
I got those ones I got in Vegas that are 5 milligrams, and they're perfect. I even could take a half one and feel great, but I can tolerate a whole one of those. But those are fucking mild.
I don't think I've ever actually eaten one, and then for the
Did you bring them back from Vegas?
Yeah, I flew with them.
Did you?
Yeah.
No worries about that shit?
I just didn't give a fuck. I don't know.
What do you think could happen?
I get arrested.
That's crazy. You risked it.
Yeah, but then this
I'm not gonna get it.
Have you heard about the girl who the WNBA player who flew to Russia?
Oh, she's fucked.
Hash.
Yeah.
She's fucked. That sucks. I mean, I feel bad for her, but is a part of you not thinking like, what did you think you were doing? Like, that's a pretty hostile.
I personally would never fly to any other country with drugs, but it is bullshit though that you can get arrested for that.
I've never brought anything anywhere that I couldn't drive with.
In the Philippines, they could shoot you for that. You literally if they find hash on you, they can fucking execute you.
Yeah, but so why do you risk that?
People like drugs, man. People like to get high.
You could find them?
just get away around the laws. Man.
I don't know. Like
It's hard to find drugs in another country if you don't know anybody. Like you
disagree.
you think you could just fly to like fucking say Chicago tomorrow and buy weed?
Fuck
Yeah.
yes.
It's not that fucking easy, man.
I know it is.
It's very easy.
It depends on how long you were there. I'll tell you this. We were at Busch Gardens.
Actually, I don't think I would have to find the weed. They would offer it to me.
They offer it to me. I got
New York City. We were.
It depends on what
I've been
city.
in New
You're
York
right.
before they decriminalized it, and they were just smoking in Manhattan and saying, "Dude, you want some?" Now, yeah, are you gonna buy some shitty shit and get ripped off? Sure,
Of course.
Fucking. The wife and I go down to Dominican, and I'm like, "Dude, I gotta get weed. I'm in the Caribbean." It didn't take long. She called the guy to come in to like exchange our pillows for the aromatic ones. You know, it's got to be fancy. And the dude comes in, he speaks no English, and he's like, "Mota?" And I'm like,
mota.
I don't know what that means. He's like, "Mota."
Weed.
And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Smoke." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah." So he's like, whips out a bag, and he's like, $80. No, it was something like $50, whatever. And I was like, "Dude, I'm on vacation. Sure, this is hassleless. You're already in my room." Well, yeah, I get it. It's absolutely garbage weed. And I'm like, well, you know, with all weed, you smoke it, it's gonna do what it's supposed to do. It might not be great. So I get it, and I'm like, well, regardless, even if I got ripped off on this shit, I'm never gonna go through this. Dude, you underestimate being in the Caribbean at an all-inclusive resort for 24 hours a day for a week. I went through every shake of it. It was fantastic. But right after he sold it to me, he said, "Coca?" I was like, "Nah, man, not this kind of trip."
I got the coke, I got the smoke.
So I was like, yeah, it was that easy. I think it is that easy.
I think we learned not to buy cocaine in those countries because they can just, you're never going to see them again. They don't give a fuck. It's real, but it's shit.
That would be scary. Yeah, but weed, you know what weed is. That's another thing
weed's
about
fine.
the flower. You can't really fake it. Well, I guess you can now. You've got this jar of CBD in front of me. That
it's more expensive than regular cannabis. So
why would they do that? Yeah. So yeah, with the flower, you know exactly what you got, and all you need is a source of fire and a piece of tinfoil.
Yeah.
You're gonna get your thing done.
Yeah.
It's great. Did you hear about that reminds me of the person traveling in? I can't remember who it was, and you can look this up there, Jamie. It was an NFL player that was traveling to go somewhere like Vegas or whatever, and they were bringing their weed on their person through the airport, and they stashed it in a water bottle. And they're like, hey, he got caught, and they're like, "Sir, like, why would you think to put weed in the one thing you're already not allowed to bring on a plane? Is a water bottle." Of course we're gonna take this.
That's fucking hilarious. Did you hear about the guy in Dubai that got caught with a roach that was in his crevice of his shoe, like as if he was? I mean, it was a Rastafarian dude, so clearly it wasn't like an accident, but he tried to make it look like if he found it, like, oh, it must have been something I stepped on outside that I got stuck there, but it was a big-ass roach stuck in there, but it was just a way for him
That's clever.
It's clever, but he's last I heard, he's still in prison.
That's terrible.
Is this is true? That's an old story you just said.
Yeah,
it's 2007.
Yeah.
It's Michael Vick.
It was Michael Vick?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
In Miami.
Fuck that guy.
He was in Miami.
I'm sorry.
He was not arrested.
Fight
but was
dogs
not
one
allowed.
time, we're done.
You can't.
He
did his time. No, I don't care.
Yeah, he said was not arrested, but was not allowed to board.
What an idiot. You can't, like, just have somebody carry that for you?
You're worth millions.
You don't know people?
Yeah, I think you
in
got some
other
people.
cities?
Isn't that the thing like
You're
that?
an international star.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude.
Yeah, you might know somebody. Somebody might know somebody.
Probably also thought because of who he was, they wouldn't fuck with him on that.
You know, when
They
we
probably wouldn't have
flew
if it wasn't
back
in the bottle.
From Key West one time, one of our guys' trips, I got pulled aside, I guess, like, a random, and they did the swabs on my hands and my shoes for the bomb juice, and it's the first thing I thought of. It's kind of like the Hannibal Buress bit, like, what the fuck if I did step in bomb juice? Like, that's not, I didn't mean to do that. What are you going to, what can happen?
Hold on,
what will you do?
Also, at what point do you think you might be in a situation where you will accidentally step in bomb juice?
I mean, I don't know how bombers travel with their stuff. I don't know
watch
where
out
they
for that
make
pub
it.
over there. That's
What if
definitely
they were
bomb
making
juice.
What if they were making it in one of the hotels that we were
Making
staying
it in a hotel.
Where else would you be?
What if
Hey,
you were
don't you
cooking
watch
up
the
meth,
movies?
and meth is got the same chemicals of
Sorry,
bomb
I just
making?
don't know much
Or
about
what if you were
bombs.
just cooking something else?
What if you were making your own bullets at home with gunpowder? My dad does that for real. He presses his own bullets. Would that show up as? I would imagine that would show up as gunpowder.
Oh, it's powder?
I don't know,
It's
honestly,
not
what they're
bullet
I have no
juice?
clue what they do. it for.
Bomb juice. I don't know what bomb juice
Bomb
is.
juice?
Bomb
So
juice.
is there not bullet juice? I don't understand how bullets.
Gunpowder.
Gunpowder.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know what gunpowder is.
There you go. It's
What was that Nick Bergazzi?
Very,
If I went
spicy.
back in time, I would just do worse in life. Like, I wouldn't have any information for, like,
Yeah.
we have these phones. How do they work? Satellite.
yeah.
Wait, I was like, what's a satellite? I shouldn't have said that.
It
I would
goes
go
to
back in time
space.
and just tell everybody how great it's about to be. Guys, just wait. It's about to be cool. I can't help it happen, but it's gonna happen. You just trust me, man.
It's like, I just have to wait tables.
I guess, there would be one thing. If you went back in time, you could at least be like, oh, I'm going to invest in some shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe Apple.
Yeah, but hold on. If you went back in the 1800s, what would you invest in? You wouldn't even know. Sears.
Fucking,
I'm talking about go
I
back.
don't know, whoever the Rockefellers are.
I go back to
The Rockefeller. Oh, the
Whatever they do.
Koch brothers.
What did they do? The Vanderbilts? They did
Coca-Cola was around the 1800s.
stuff. There you
Boom.
go. Invest.
Invest in Coca-Cola.
Be rich.
And assassinate Harry Anslinger. Because then the Coca-Cola might still have cocaine in it, and that would be fucking awesome.
and then you'd be going for days.
About like a fruit company.
You do know that cocaine, if you eat the raw leaves and you chew on them, it's almost more like a caffeine because it's a much milder buzz than the extraction. So I guarantee the original Coke, the cocaine that was in Coca-Cola was probably more like the caffeine that's in it now. Like, it was more mild. It wasn't like a Jack.
It was like a Red Bull.
I think it'd be awesome. I want to try the original Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
That's if there's a bucket list thing for me ever, it's the original recipe of Coca-Cola to try that with actual coca leaves. Maybe one day in the future that could happen. I don't know.
Somebody brought me yesterday to work with some cheer wine.
Recipe of Coca-Cola.
Nobody has the recipe for Coca-Cola.
I think I do.
Remember
I
cheer
found-
wine?
I was looking through an old armoire the other
What?
day. And I'm telling you, crazy.
That's the original recipe for Coca-Cola.
It said
Written down.
original recipe. And that's how I did it. I was like, yeah, this.
What did it say? What?
That was it. And
What's
had
in it?
Watermarks. It was just like water and Coca-Cola.
Water and Coca-Cola.
Sugar.
You got to freeze the water first, and then you add the Coca-Cola.
It's dry ice, I think.
Try it.
Dry ice.
In Coca-Cola.
Yeah, they had that. Yeah, back in the 1800s, it was you could get your hands on dry ice like everywhere. So they were able to produce.
I don't even understand dry ice.
I don't know. Keeps my food warm.
What is it? It's just frozen air? What is it?
I guess I don't know.
Liquid nitrogen.
It freaks me out.
Oh, it's liquid nitrogen. It's
Yeah, but you don't
frozen
want,
nitrogen?
You don't want your ice to be wet.
Can you huff it?
I don't
Your
know.
ice
I think
is
it'll
wet,
fucking
then
fuck your
there's a
insides
problem.
up. Like it'll like freezer.
If you ate it.
I don't
You gotta
know.
have certain gloves and goggles.
I don't know. Yeah, you ever touch it? Like it sticks to
Dry
your,
as
sticks
gum.
Yeah, it
to
burns
your
you.
hands. Yeah,
Ice.
yeah. My Omaha steaks came in dry ice the other day.
Oh, shit. Do you order other stuff like elk and stuff?
No, just the meat.
If I ordered meat, I would have
Elk?
to be something like elk. Because why not? Because you can buy beef at the grocery store.
I didn't even think about it.
Hunt elk.
What?
You should just hunt elk.
Of course. I'm just going to go hunt an elk.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
how you get elk.
Yeah, then you
With
have-
my shotgun. With my one gun, I'm going to go out there and
You
shoot
have
an
it.
elk and then be like, now what do I do with it?
You eat it.
Just right there.
Chop it up, put it in the freezer.
Right there. I wouldn't know how to dress it. I mean, that's the whole thing. You got to have money to do that shit.
Oh,
See-
no, man. You just need a bullet with
Yeah,
bullet juice.
Bullet. You just need that bomb juice.
Yeah, if you put your dad makes his own bullets. You just put a bunch of extra bullet juice in there.
And now you know what to say if they ever do find something on your hands. Like, I was hunting elk.
I was
Fucking
hunting elk.
starving.
And they'd be like, oh, sorry, sir. Didn't mean to bother
Would you like an
Keep-
elk sandwich?
Proceed.
Here's an elk sandwich.
Here's an elk
Yeah.
sandwich. They'd be like, you're good to go, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
I used to drive an El Camino.
I like that one.
Yep. Joke of the day.
All right, well, Aaron, fuck, I gotta pee. So
Nah, man. That's not how it works. Just
Yeah.
go, man.
How about that?
Just,
Just
go.
go, bro.
Just go. Yeah.
So warm.
Hurry.
Go pee, man.
All right.
I just saw somebody did the Dumb and Dumber trip. They actually did it. They like rode the scooter and did the exact trip that they did in the movie.
From wherever in
to Ashland.
Nebraska to,
And they recorded the whole thing. And they actually did it on the little
and they quoted the
On
movie.
a scooter,
on the exact little
Two
little
people
mini-
on it?
Yeah.
70 miles.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, they did the whole
70
thing.
miles a gallon on this.
I just saw. I was just
Just when
looking
I
at
thought you couldn't do anything stupider, we'll do
You-
something like this.
it. Totally redeem yourself.
One of the funniest like slapstick comedy movies.
Sorry, my friend's a little slow. The town is that way.
Man.
Spoiler alert.
So
What if you had a spoiler on Dumb and Dumber's 30 years old?
I know.
Like,
That's-
guys, if you haven't seen this, fuck
No,
you.
Michael Scott would always get mad at Dwight for spoiler alerts on shit that everybody's seen.
Yeah, they actually did the mini bike trip, the whole thing. That's fucking crazy.
They did the
look
whole
at him.
thing.
Look
I
at
went
him.
to Aspen. That was one. I did that at least.
Look at him.
Oh my god.
That's good shit. Congratulations, whoever you are. That's pretty awesome.
We forgot to bring the bong. Adam, go to the bathroom and grab the bong. Actually, I don't want to hit the bong. Hi.
There's a joint
Oh,
right
it's
here.
fine. I'm down.
You can smoke this stuff in
Here.
here.
Let me see a lighter.
I have a lighter.
Have you smelled this?
Are you-
Yeah, if somebody sold you that, you'd be like, yeah, I'm
Fuck
buying
yeah,
that.
I'm stupid. I'd buy that.
Stupid. How would
That
you know?
smells and looks like weed. It doesn't look like good weed, but it smells and looks like weed.
100% looks like weed.
It looks like it. Well, maybe with a placebo effect would take in.
You would just think you're high.
I'd be like, dude, yeah, well.
Dude, this actually happened. Hold on. This
How
actually.
long would it take for you to realize you're not smoking weed?
Is anybody smoking this?
No.
I am. 420 special.
Oh shit.
Brought to you by 420
420
and stuff.
and stuff.
And 311
And 311.
and
Alligators.
No, there was this thing in Johan Hari's
Oval.
book,
Alligators.
Alligators.
Yeah.
I'm not for that.
No, there was this thing that happened in Vancouver where they made a huge heroin bust and
There's no alligators in Vancouver.
no, but listen.
I'm listening.
So they made this huge heroin bust in Vancouver, and they said for a brief time they were testing the street heroin that they found. 0 heroin on the streets. Like the bust worked for a short time.
What?
And they said all the heroin addicts should have been going into withdrawal, but instead they were all injecting bullshit that wasn't heroin. But they weren't going into a withdrawal. They were just placebo was working enough to where they were still a little sick, and they were like, "This shit sucks, but it is what it is." And they were still shooting it, but they weren't doing heroin, and because of the placebo effect, it was it was stopping a lot of their withdrawals.
They're like, well, my different subject, but alcohol. Like that's what happened to me. If I was starting to need it, like I would, if I saw the bottle, like if I was going to get it, if I knew I was gonna have that drink right then, like it was like it would
go away
already,
before the alcohol.
It would already
Oh,
go
yeah.
away. It would already
crazy.
like go
Already
away.
see him calm down.
Yeah, because
Man.
your brain already registers the signal of you're going to get alcohol.
You know,
And
I
and
smoked
it's
cigarettes at
weird.
one time. I quit for quite some time, like 6 months to 8 months or whatever. And what helped me do it is I kept an unopened pack right there on the counter, so I always knew that I could just go to it whenever.
And that helped you?
That helped me. But it was unopened. So
Oh,
if it was
unopened,
open,
unopened.
I would have
I got
probably
you, I
done
got
it. But just knowing that I had that, like I guess,
Just there.
false sense of like a security blanket to like I could grab it, but then that just helped me fight it. Like,
Well,
no,
there's
I'm
a
not
bottle of
gonna
vodka sitting in my house on the counter
Probably
for
for the best.
2 months now.
do it. You can just
sitting
tell
there.
yourself, no, I'm not gonna.
And I see it every day. I go in the kitchen. There's a bottle of Stoli, a big fucking full bottle sitting right there. And I just
I don't know if that's
I don't ever do it.
like that's a proven psychological thing for someone, but I could tell you it would work for me.
Well,
It really has
but
worked
that
for
tells
you.
me something though, because any addiction specialist would say that that's the worst idea
Yeah.
ever to have a
Everybody
vodka.
says
rid of it.
But and they're not wrong.
and I tell everybody to fuck off because
but the,
How do you know they're not wrong?
Well, I mean, it'd be better not to have it there. It wouldn't
Yeah.
hurt. Well, then if,
don't know.
unless what you're saying is that
all right,
actually.
so
now
follow this
I'm
scenario.
thinking about it. Now I'm knowing that I'm not doing it.
Follow this
Yeah,
scenario.
okay.
Say
'Cause
Will's
I'm not picking it up. I'm
Will's
like,
I'm thinking about drinking. I'm thinking about drinking, and he's got that bottle that he can stare at and just fight his own willpower
Yeah.
to not. But it's there. He could sit beside him and watch TV, just knowing it's right there. Well, if it wasn't there,
I think
maybe
Jones
he
and Mel
makes
more.
too far of the commitment and actually is like, you know what, I'm going to get in my car and drive to a bar. And if I get in my car and I'm driving to a bar, I'm
I'm
probably
having a
going to order a drink.
Ah.
I've gotten this far.
I could see that being the thing, but but my main thing is though, what I'm getting at is that you quit drinking for you. Like you weren't told to do it by the courts
No.
or by anybody else. You wanted
Good
to
for
quit,
you.
and
Yeah.
for that reason, the bottle's not that tempting
No.
because you quit for yourself.
but I tell myself, I'm just like, it's right there.
You're onto something there. I think everybody has to, if you're going to overcome something, you have to foremost do it for yourself.
Yeah, that's why interventions don't typically work. They're
No.
very small percentages of them.
Yep.
Because when you attack somebody and explain to them that they have to quit for like you need to figure out like
Yeah, like I'd be like, fuck you. Like, don't tell me what to do. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I've been my whole life. I'm fine. Fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? That's what I've always been. But then I realized I was like, no, like I'm done. Like I'm fucked. Like I wake up every day feeling horrible. Like it's miserable. Like it was
Yeah,
miserable.
what's that? That's
horrible.
That's not enjoying life.
It's like no, because I was like,
gotta enjoy life.
This last time when I stopped, I remember laying on the floor in my hallway, like laying on the floor, like having to throw up, like looking at myself in the mirror, being like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, look at yourself. You're crawling down the hallway. I'm just like, what are you doing, Will? I was like, what the fuck? What are you
You're
doing?
not having fun. I can tell
And
you
the next day, I called the place. I was like, boom, I'm out. And I was like, that was it. I was like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. Crawling down the hallway, almost 40 years old. Fuck that. It's nuts. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
And you took charge, man. You got a hold of your life.
Yeah, man. It's it's still a work in progress.
Well, second time,
It will be
forever.
forever.
For a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, but are you enjoying your day?
But it's not. It's weird. It's not there yet.
Yeah.
Like I'm not there yet. Like I'm not. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm not there.
I think you just got to keep on. I mean,
I just do something different every day.
Put myself.
No, like I try. Like I came here. This is the first time I've been anywhere without drinking.
I was gonna say, I think you just got to.
So I just got to keep doing stuff.
Occupied.
Keep doing stuff.
But which could
That's
be
it.
a blessing in disguise because you're gonna do stuff you might have not.
Never done.
Or missed out on opportunities that you would have.
Only thing that sucks for me is everything I used to do. Obviously revolved around drinking. Everything, like everything for 20 years straight. There was nothing in the day that didn't involve drinking. Like period. So now it's like if I go do something am I gonna do like? Well, yeah, there was weed.
Smoke the
But
weed.
yeah, it's just
Smoking weed is when I don't drink half the week, and when I don't drink, smoking weed is just it's awesome. I go home and smoke some fucking weed, watch a movie. I'm good.
So wait, you're for weed.
What?
You're into weed.
I'm into weed.
You like weed.
I'm on record. I will say that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're back.
I think weed for one is a lot safer than alcohol, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Alcohol is actually the most dangerous drug. I mean,
I drink alcohol, okay, but
I like
everybody
it's
does.
definitely worse. Like I mean, it develops a problem in some people.
Yeah, it's rough.
They did a study that showed that they did the harm score of drugs, and it was based on the amount of harm the drug can do you, but also the amount of harm that the people around you can face while you're on the substance. Alcohol was like 76 harm score. The next down was like 50 something at heroin, and meth was like in the 30s. So alcohol's way because it's also because if you're on heroin, you're not going to go start a fight with somebody.
Yeah, right.
And punch
Yeah,
them in
you're
the mouth.
probably gonna reclude to a
if you're drunk,
fucking dark room, right? And
Yeah,
get out of society.
The worst thing that happens with heroin is going through withdrawals when you're not on it and robbing somebody to get your fix because of prohibition. It's a prohibition problem.
But I mean, I don't have any facts here, so don't fact check me on anything I say ever. But
Well, hold on, let's do a segment. Facts by Adam. Adam
I would
facts.
venture to say that the places that have tolerated weed or decriminalized whatever, their domestic violence has gone down. Their vehicular manslaughter has gone down. Their DUI rate has gone down. Their violent crimes has gone down. I'd venture to say that that's probably true.
And things have gone up. Like IQ tests for fifth graders have went up through the roof.
Taxes are better. IQ tests for fifth graders.
goddamn getting the kids high young, huh?
No, it's for the parents, man. They're doing a better job raising these kids.
There's so many.
These are
where were you going?
These are
That is a stegosaurus. I can see it now. You're fucking goddamn Picasso over here.
I've got.
My kids are fucking.
I started a weed company, so I got my 5-year to start running my accounting books. I got my 4th grader marketing. Yo, I got these kids on track for business.
Where's Jacob at?
Man,
Weed. Where's Jacob at?
Yeah.
Where's Jacob's the highest person I've ever met.
I disagree.
Well,
I think he smokes more weed than anybody I've ever met, but probably doesn't get as high as I can now.
probably
or
not
anybody.
I don't know, man.
because
Jacob's
I don't know how that works,
he
man.
smokes so much weed.
Who's high? Who's? I don't know how high.
I don't know. Do you remember, like in high school, you could just smoke like fucking 5 blunts?
No,
a
man. I think
day?
I always like wigged out.
I could do that. I
We would-
couldn't smoke.
We would
5
smoke them to the head.
I couldn't smoke an entire joint.
I did that, I guess, in
at
college.
one time right now.
No, like I hit it. If I roll a joint, I hit it like twice, like you said, and I put it away.
2 hit
and,
body.
and then like an hour or two, you know, if I'm still
or
awake.
20 minutes.
Yeah,
But
whatever,
still.
whatever. You know what I mean? And
You
then
can control it.
yeah, and then
I like
it's
the
fucking.
control.
So I got one of those little.
I should impromptu like singing.
All right, go ahead.
Everybody. With a little love
And
some tenderness. Walk across the water.
All I know is
I don't
something
know
about
the
hold my
words.
hand. Hold my hand. Feel it now. Something like that.
Hey, oh shoot! What's the fucking Ted say? The fucking movie.
Ted?
You remember?
No.
The Hootie and Blowfish.
That was who.
Yeah.
Ooh, little be known. Fucking the Blowfish. That's the lead singer. The band is Hootie.
Darius Ruckers. Darius Ruckers.
He's the Blowfish.
Is he?
Oh, that makes because he's blowing his pipes.
Hootie and the Blowfish. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's
Mine.
deep.
You just David blamed me.
Yeah,
That explosion.
Hey, when my parents went through my records and read all the lyrics and threw all my albums away when I was young,
Yeah.
Hootie and the Blowfish was the only one I got
They
to see.
survived? Hell yeah.
I think that was I went this my first concert.
I remember going to, it was like a Sam Goody, that was the thing? To get I remember wanting to buy Aerosmith. Get a grip.
Yeah,
and the
good
front
one.
of the album had a cow with its udder pierced.
Yeah. I
And
remember
my mom, she's like, she's teetering on like allowing the rock and roll to like it's inevitable. She listened to rock and roll, so it's like happening, but she still wants to be kind of
What are you
overlooking of it.
listening to?
So she's like, well, we're not going to support a band that's like animal cruelty. I'm like, Mom,
What?
it's fake. She takes the record to the fucking clerk. He's like a 16-year-old high school kid. She was like, is this Photoshop? Or it wasn't Photoshop, wasn't a word. She was like, is this just like fake or is this real? He's like, it's
I don't know.
fake. And she's like, okay, you can have it. I'm like he fucking knew. Like, yeah, caught up on that.
The
I
kid's
made
like,
sure.
yeah, whatever you say.
There was no Google. He's like, yeah, that's
100%.
That's fake. Yeah,
I
don't
should
worry
know
about
the
it.
guy.
Don't worry about
that
it.
Took that picture. I know the guy.
He's just trying to make a sale.
$17.99. I got him.
Now I'm wondering if it was real or fake, though.
Probably
It was real.
probably
I bet you it was real.
Yeah,
It's
it's probably real. The fucking horrible things we do to animals.
Yeah,
they had no fucking qualms finding a cow that they could throw it.
Your mom's like,
What?
your
Is
mom's
it
like,
that bad?
I do not support a pierced nipple, but what are we having for tonight? We're having hamburgers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Dice them up.
We're gonna eat the fuck
Yeah.
out of this animal.
It'd be funny if you put like a
that
earring in a
cows would
burger.
have tags on their ears anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, I just got my ears pierced. Now, granted, I chose to do it. The cow had no say.
But if it did have a say, what do you think it would
He'd
say?
be like, "Fuck yeah, I look cool as shit."
In lieu of hamburgers
And
tonight,
I
I'll
get-
take the piercing.
and I get to be on an album cover.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm famous.
cow.
I'm immortalized.
It might not
Fuck you-
slaughter
fuck
my
you, Chick-fil-A.
This is getting dark, but
Chick-fil-A's going down.
Chick-fil-A went down.
Those cows, man.
Wait, oh,
You know what I'm saying?
that was because of the whole anti-gay thing.
No, it's because
Don't say gay.
that was because the other cow's got a nipple ring.
Don't say gay.
Can't say gay.
Can't say gay. Can't say, won't say.
We can't teach kindergartners about homosexuality anymore, as if that was ever happening.
Yeah,
But
well, I remember.
they probably found one crazy kindergarten teacher that was saying things that they were like, "This is all the proof we need to shut down nothing that's not happening."
I think I remember a class in second grade that was gay. What can we do for you?
I don't remember
It was
nothing like
second
that.
period.
The whole period was.
Yeah, it was gay teachers.
I don't remember that whatsoever. None of that.
I don't know.
thing.
No.
Not a thing.
What the kids don't understand. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's where we live. We're hanging out in Florida here.
Yep.
Anyhow.
Adam just flew in from Charlotte, North Carolina.
And boy, are my arms tired.
Hey, coming in hot.
Yeah, I'm from a little town off the coast of Ireland called Charlotte.
It's a whale's vagina.
It's pretty far off the coast of Ireland,
I
to
mean,
be
it's
honest.
still off the coast.
It is.
I mean,
It's not on the coast of Ireland, it's definitely off.
It's way off the coast, but it is off the coast.
Called named after the Queen, actually,
Yeah,
of Ireland.
Queen of Ireland, Charlotte Island. She was Kathy Ireland's great grandmother.
Adam facts.
Love them. Learn something new every day.
Do you though?
Well, I did today. What did I learn earlier?
That in the Netherlands, cannabis is not legal.
Something like that. That was it. And-
Oh, I learned today that you can't just pick up a wild iguana.
Oh yeah,
It's like not.
It might whip you.
That's not what they do.
yeah. Well, there was this huge iguana that was a lot more it moved a lot quicker than I would assume an animal that size could move. Like it was just hopping through the trees.
Oh,
This huge iguana.
crazy.
The oldest species of animal since the beginning of time. So yeah, it knows its way around.
It predates.
It's like a fucking dragon dinosaur.
It's the last surviving creature from the
Yeah,
Jurassic
that's
period.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not many around here, though, are there?
There's a whole bunch of iguanas, but they're invasive species. But they're not enough
They're
to be.
they're all over my fucking house.
Do
All over
any
the place.
animals like eat weed
My dog.
like as part of their diet? You know what I mean? Like
Oh, like, as,
where
like,
weed like might be
actual-
indigenous. Like, do you think the iguanas down there like they're or herbivores? Do you think they just?
I would imagine insects do.
Yeah. What if they do? And I wonder if
That's why they use pesticides and stuff.
What if they need the weed?
They need the weed. Now, if you eat weed, your body won't metabolize it. You have to cook it. But alcohol will
What?
break it down. Yeah. If you ate a bud right now and you weren't drinking alcohol, that bud wouldn't do anything to you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
Yeah, I thought
all
if
that-
I picked
yeah.
up a bud right now and ate it, it would do something.
Yeah, that's why.
It's just a really disgusting way to do it.
You would have enough alcohol in your
Really?
system that it would get you high
Why do
because
people
alcohol
say-
will break it down.
A lot of people say over the years,
I've always got
though.
alcohol in my system.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it would do something.
Why would people say that over
For
the
you.
years?
I'm good.
Like, why I ate the
I bet
whole
it
bag
tastes
to
like
hide from
weed.
the cops. So like, I had to eat the whole bag. I was running from the cops. I ate the whole bag.
If it's a bag of
yeah.
But like, so I know many people have done that, and they were like, "Oh, I got so fucked up." And then they're full of shit.
alcohol will release it.
You know what? I'm always scared that I was gonna have to do that, and then what would happen?
Yeah, you freak out. Like in fucking Super Troopers. You know what I mean?
Dude, how
They eat the whole
scared were
fucking
you
bag.
when you were like 16, 17-year-old riding around with fucking dime bag? Like
Oh,
you,
dude.
you found the most craziest, dangerous places to go smoke your weed in private. Like,
Oh, yeah.
And if a cop got home,
Oh, my
what
God.
could happen? What could happen?
Yeah.
Nothing could happen. Nothing fucking should happen.
I drove.
But
Right.
nothing-
I remember.
Nothing was gonna happen.
No, last
Was it-
time I ate weed was I won't say his name, but one of your bosses was at the Tool show with us.
Yeah.
And he just gave me a bud. He's like, here, we're going to the concert. Have this to smoke. I didn't have anything to smoke with, so I just ate the bud.
Word.
And I went to the concert, and I wasn't high at all. But later that night, we went to Boardwalks and we were doing shots, and I was so fucking high. And I remember the next day, I was telling telling the dude about it. I didn't say his whole name.
Just said where he worked and what he does and half
of
that
his
job and half of his name. But nah, we won't mention it.
My bad. So, sorry, Jamie. Also, this might not be true. Anyway, who cares? So, but the kitchen manager was like, called me out, which I didn't make anything up. He was like, actually, you can't get high if you just eat it. It has to be cooked or something. But actually,
But you just told me that.
no, but yeah,
didn't know that.
that's where I heard about it. Was from him, and I looked it up, and he was right. But alcohol will release it, and that's why it was once I started doing shots that I was super fucking high.
Huh.
Ooh.
We'll see.
There's a
When the
thing.
dogs eat weed, they get high. It's a
True.
fact.
I don't know how their metabolisms are different than
I've
ours.
seen my dog. Goose got a hold of some weed one time, dude. It fucked him up. Like I was nervous.
Hey,
like,
these are Aaron facts. I might be wrong. Honestly,
he was
about this
fucked
whole
up.
thing.
And then
Roger, you
Merlin
right
used to eat
there.
weed too, man, because he was all old and shit. So it helped with his joints and stuff. I'd give him weed all the time. He loved it.
Well, the CBD, I think I don't fucking know.
I don't know how it
enough
works,
about
man. I
cannabis.
don't know. I probably did nothing for the dogs at all. I just fucking think it did. But that one time, Goose was like freaking out. He definitely was losing his mind. Like it had to be screaming. Like, he was like fucking jumping around and shit, like spazzing out.
Fucking high.
Yeah, way high. Didn't know what was going on.
You know what I just thought about when you woke us up this morning to Nickelback?
Yeah,
That
what the
was
fuck?
Definitely the best Nickelback song that they have. It's fucking awesome.
Is it?
It was awesome.
Dude.
I mean, it was comically awesome.
I was like,
but
what is
of
happening?
all of the songs you could have played, you definitely did pick.
I like your pants around your
That was, and watching Will wake up to Nickelback was very fun.
What the fuck?
I was already awake, so I was like, yep.
I got to tell this story, but I just want for the record to know that I do not like Nickelback, but I did go to see them in concert in
That's why
Charlotte
it's
because it was
funny.
in the summer weaning roast, and they were the headliner. So we just went to that concert a lot, and so we went, and he played that song, but it wasn't released yet. So he came out, he's like, got a new song. You're gonna hear it first, live, and he played it. Dun, dun, I like your pants around, and everybody's cheering. I'm like, this is awful. And then when he's done, he's like, how does that act equal up to the Nickelback perspective? And everybody's screaming. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And then he yelled at us in the lawn. He's like, don't make me come back there and take bong hits all night long. And everybody's
Don't
cheering.
make me.
I was like,
Don't
what is he talking about?
Wow, Nickelback.
And he also had a story about how he found a keg. He was telling us the story. He's like, on the last city, we found a keg unopened, just free keg. So it sold it to some opening band for $100. And everybody started cheering. I was like, this is the lamest fucking story. Like, they used to throw TVs out of windows. Now you're selling kegs to opening bands.
We made a slight profit off of something. It's just what you guys didn't know about it. How rock star is that? To fucking sell some beer.
Especially when they're making like $250,000 a show.
Wow.
I was at a tailgate, and the ALE came up and busted some guys and made them pour out every single beer. So I was screaming down there like, can I just buy that? Like, they're gonna make them pour it all
Wait,
out. I'll give you $5 for the rest of it.
Wait, I missed that. Who's making somebody pour out a bunch?
ALE, they caught
coppers.
somebody at tailgating that was underage.
Oh, tailgate.
They made them crack every beer and just sit there and
Have you
pour
ever
it
done
out.
it? I've done that before. I got caught by cops underage and they pour out like 6 cases of beer.
Fucking Sims.
Yeah, oh, that was in college. He arrested me. He was the one that arrested me for fucking weed. He was the one I was 18. He arrested me. I was like, dude, I am in college. It's like
Not cool, dude.
I was
If you ever hear this, Just know.
And then Sims, bro, we made friends afterwards.
Cool move.
We did. We were boys afterwards. I got him. I pulled a trick on him. Anyway, long story. Me and Sims are cool now. I got him back. We're good.
He's a cop?
Yeah, he's a cop.
He's not cool, man.
We're the beef squash Sims. Don't worry.
Anybody, in my opinion, I know you're just doing your job, but if you're arresting people for pot, fuck you. I'm sorry.
Well,
this was 12 years ago.
Don't.
That's all. Don't then.
Yeah, they don't. Some of them don't.
And they shouldn't. I'm sorry. It's fucking ridiculous.
I'm not anti-police. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm anti the drug war, and
Yes.
a lot of their funding comes from the drug war, and a lot of their job is bullshit because it shouldn't be a job. And if you stop arresting people for drugs, the inner city communities, the poor communities will actually get along with law enforcement, and the violence will go way down. The crime will go way down.
It has to come from the top, and that's about all I'm going to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
That's it for me.
Well, shit, if that's all we got to say about it, then I think that's a good place to wrap it up.
All right, let's do this again next year.
Every 420.
I was just thinking like next year in general, but
Hey.
do it on the same.
420. This should be a 420 tradition. We just start a new tradition?
We just did it. It just happened right now.
We just started a new tradition.
It just happened.
Did we just become best friends?
We did. You guys going to do karate in the garage?
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah, let's
go do it. All right. See you guys
All right,
later.
we're off to do karate.
Peace out.
All right, peace, Nicks. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, go to happyhippoherbals.com. Enter the offer code THEPEACE15 for 15% off your Kratom purchases. Go to sugarcali.com. Enter the offer code PEACE15 for 15% off hemp cigarettes. And follow us on Instagram, Twitter, the Peace on Drugs podcast. Go to www.thepeaceondrugs.com/subscribe to subscribe to our newsletter. And if you like what we're doing, go to Apple Podcasts and give us a 5-star rating because it really helps us out. Thank you so much for listening. We're going to let Twiggy Branches take this episode on out. Happy 420. Thanks for listening. Peace out.
You pay for what you get. You pay for what you get when you align yourself with the 4 p.m. jet set. Bad head, bad high, moves hard, vodka in mind. So I'm sending love east for cocaine and slime and watching the sunrise, watching it all on Sunset Boulevard. Are you my doctor? Are you my dealer? Are you my You pay for what you get. You pay for what you get.